Hello everyone, I'm Alice, I'm French and I'm based in Brittany. I'm working for HomeExchange, the worldwide leader of HomeExchange websites, and I'm working now for the company since 2015, and I'm very happy today to present you how HomeExchange does work and how it could be interesting probably for you as a rental operator. So I hope you will enjoy the explanations, and I'm at your entire disposal if you have any question later. So right now I'm on the HomeExchange website. As I told you, HomeExchange is a worldwide leader of HomeExchange website because we already have more than 400,000 homes available in 187 countries. So you should find whatever you're looking for in terms of accommodation, and you could finalize an exchange quite easily as we have a quite intense activity on the website in terms of finalization. So this is thanks to our very active community of members who are trusting HomeExchange for quite a long time. How does it work? So probably you know about HomeExchange concept. So I come to your place and you come to mine. HomeExchange is quite a bit different because we have innovated with something very important to understand, that is our guest point system. So guest point systems is a point system created by ourselves to help members to organize non-reciprocal exchanges. What does that mean? If I come to your place but you don't want to come to mine, I could just give you some guest points, and you would use those guest points by going to someone else's place. So how does it work? Like we attribute to each home a value in guest points per night. So I can show you some example maybe. According to your localization, according to amenities each home is proposing, and according to the number of sleeps in your home, we give automatically a value of guest points per night to your listing. So here you can see that Sarah and Jim's homes have a value of 160 guest points per night. Louis' home has a value of 180 guest points per night. So if I want to stay at Louis' home in Spain and I want to stay there only one night, I won't pay Louis or give to Louis any money, but I will give him 180 guest points for the night I spend at his place, and he will be able to use those guest points to go to someone else's place in another moment. So guest points is kind of the biggest innovation of HomeExchange website. And another innovation that is important is about the sign up that is for free. So you can sign up for free on the website and create your own account, your listing. You could already start some search for your next holiday if you want to enjoy HomeExchange as a guest first. And you will pay only when you want to confirm your first exchange as a guest, and you would pay for an annual membership for $150. During your membership year, you can just finalize unlimited number of exchanges. You have, of course, the benefit of all our guarantees, and I will come back to guarantees later. And you can travel and host as much as you want, as much as you have enough guest points. Maybe one of your first questions will be, how do I earn some guest points? So as a newbie on the website, when you will create your account, you will have to fill your profile and fill your listing. Filling your listing is quite similar to what you have on other rental websites, so you can add some descriptions in several languages. You can describe what your guest will love about your home, about your neighborhood. You can add some pictures of your listing. You can verify your listing and your address. You can add some availabilities period on your listing, and you can add some amenities, number of sleeps, some amenities on your flat, etc. All of this will of course determine the value in guest points per night of your listing, but filling correctly your profile in your home the first time will enable you to earn already some guest points for free. So HomeExchange will offer to every new member on the website 1,350 guest points. Those guest points will help you to test at the first time the website as a guest if you want. So for instance, with 1,350 guest points, I could go like 10 nights at Rene's home, or 10 nights at Cécile and Michael homes in France, without spending any money and giving them any money. So there is no commercial link between my host and myself as a guest. There won't be any commercial link between you and your guest. They just give you some guest points, and you can use those guest points to go to someone else's place. After you have created your account and your listing, one of the first things you can do is to start looking for a home for your next holidays. So let's start just a search, for instance, in Brazil. So you can choose some arrival and departure dates, the number of guests, and use all the filters you would like to use. So for instance, you could wish to have a house with pictures verified, with a swimming pool, a garden. I could choose also other kind of amenities. I could also filter with some groups that I belong to. For instance, I'm a cyclist, so I joined the group cyclist, and now I can just filter with a cyclist, so I know I maximize my chance to find someone who can lend me just a bike, for instance, during my stay, and I can just apply to submit filters. Here you can see there are many homes. For instance, I like the home of Claudio's just here in Brazil, so I will just open the listing. And let's check how does look like a listing. So I can switch and show the different pictures of the home. I can go to Claudio's profile and learn more about Claudio's. Oh, Claudio's has 2 different homes in Brazil. I can see where Claudio's wants to go, and for instance, I see Claudio's is interested in Paris, so if I had a flat in Paris, I could just propose a reciprocal exchange. About the Casa de Claudio, I can check some description information, see all the amenities proposed by Claudio, and see here in the calendar the different exchange type and availability that Claudio has. So here in green you can see that Claudio is open to any request, so I could propose him both a reciprocal exchange or a guest point exchange. I can have some more information about the localization of the home and all the previous ratings of Claudio's. So Claudio's has made 6 exchanges, he's a verified member, and I can just contact him by clicking on this button. When I contact someone, I just start a conversation. So let's go to my messaging system. So you can see how it looks like. I will just take a finalized exchange to show you a concrete example. So Letty here, for instance, is an American member from Los Angeles, and she contacted me in March in order to organize an exchange with me. It's said that my home is deleted. It's because it's my previous flat. I just moved to a new home that I had no time to complete. But she came to my place in Paris. So we were just discussing, and that conversation, as soon as I decided to host her, I was able to pre-approve the exchange. And after my pre-approval, she just had to finalize the exchange. As soon as she finalized the exchange, I earned and I received the guest points for her stay. So as you can see on my old flat, it was 100 guest points per night. So for the 4 nights she stayed at my place, she gave me 400 guest points. So as soon as she finalized the exchange, I received the guest points here on my account. And we were able to discuss after and to give each other like a comment. And so this is how to start a conversation. I could add, of course, home in my favorites, like this, and I could find them here in the menu of my favorite homes. I could also add some preferred destinations. So the preferred destinations are here in order to receive some alerts when some new homes do have the same criteria than my preferred destination, preferred search. And also it helps us to create matching in case of reversed search. So for instance, if I want to go to Brazil, I could simply use a reverse search and see all the members in Brazil who are interested in coming to Brittany in France, where I'm living. So here I can see there is one Brazilian member who has saved as a preferred destination Brittany. So I know that I could propose, and she has saved Saint-Pierre-d'Oléron and Pornic as favorite destination, which are close to my place. So I could just propose to Rosanna a reciprocal exchange, for instance. So she would come to my place and I will come to hers. The other features you could find on HomeExchange websites are find all the people who liked your home. You could, of course, refer your friends in order to earn more guest points. And that's quite the most about the features. But I propose you now to talk about the guarantees that are quite important, particularly for hosts. So for each exchange, and it's included in your membership price, there are some guarantees. So guarantees to the guest are a cancellation protection. So in case your host is canceling your exchange, we will just look for a replacement exchange accommodation with the same criteria. But if we don't find any replacement exchange accommodation, we will just give you a compensation in order to help you to pay like a rental or a hotel. There is a compliance guarantee in case you arrive in a home that doesn't meet your own expectation and the initial description. HomeExchange would offer you an alternative solution, so a compensation of guest points, of a financial compensation in case of needed, or a replacement exchange. You have some damage coverage, so HomeExchange is just covering damages and accidental damages from 100 euros up to 1 million pounds. So this is, of course, the same damage coverage that you will find to in our commitment to the host. There is a security deposit of €500 and a theft protection. Of course, we provide also personalized assistance in case of emergency, and I know we are quite fast, like we answer within 2 hours in our emergency email line in all our different languages. So now that you know a bit more about how HomeExchange does work, I just wanted to tell you why we have already a lot of people who are used to Renta or to Airbnb who also use HomeExchange as another alternative for the holidays. So what is particular, I think, to HomeExchange website compared to Rental is that you could, for example, ensure to fill your home in the low season, for instance, instead of having empty rooms and empty flat, empty homes, you could just propose them during those empty and low season periods to HomeExchange community and earn guest points during those periods. Those guest points will just enable you to travel for free on your turn when you want to be a guest and travelers all around the world. It's also a different way to enjoy the hospitality. All our members and the community has great values around the hospitality. It's a different way to host someone when it's for free rather than when your guest just paid for a service. You will discover the joy of like receiving gifts from your guests each time you come back to your home. You will just discover also what's being hosted as a local or as a friend when you will go to other homes as a guest member. And I'm deeply convinced that you could enjoy this new experience even in the middle of your rentals or just like as a new way to propose your home. Thank you very much. Don't hesitate to contact me. I'm fully available to answer your question at alice@, homeexchange.com, and I will be very happy to help you in your first step on this new website for you. Bye bye.